Making millions of dollars with your video business might sound super crazy to you right now, but if you actually break it down and do the math, you will see that it's very achievable. So right now, I not only want to break down how I made the $2.5 million, but also show you the exact strategies that enabled me to get there. So I've been running my video agency for a little over 6 years and made a little over $2.5 million in that time span. Now, if you break that down, that's about $416,000 per year, which equals to about $34,000 per month. Well, now it doesn't sound that crazy anymore, right? Now, obviously, when I started out, I wasn't making $30,000 a month, and now I'm making well over that. We're currently between like 45 to 50,000, but overall, that's what it comes down to. So now let's actually break down the $34,000. Because if you think about it, the minimum price to be working with our video agency is $10,000 per project. That means we literally only have to make 2 to 3 projects to be making $34,000 a month. And because of that, we don't have to work a lot. We don't have to be worrying about stressing on projects and stuff like that, because I literally only have a small team and we're very profitable. Because at the end of the day, it's not about the revenue you're making, it's about the profit you keep. It's about what you pocket, because that will allow you to grow further, that will allow you to buy all the nice gear, that will allow you to invest into your skills, that will allow you to invest into your growth, into new people and stuff like that. So I focus heavily on the profit that I make, and that's why I only have a small team. So now the question comes, how did I get to this point where I was able to charge a $10,000 minimum, and how can you get there too? So step number 1 is to focus on one single niche. Yes, you've heard me talk about this multiple times now, I get it. But at the end of the day, this is what makes the difference, okay? If you focus on one single niche, and by the way, this does not mean that you're married to that niche forever and you can never do something else. It just means that you have one clear focus when you do sales, and when you do outreach, and when you do marketing. And it's gonna make it so much easier. Because think about it, if you work with everybody, with every business, then you wanna do outreach and you wanna get clients actively, you're gonna have a hard time finding leads, because if you're looking for everybody, where do you even start? But if you pick one single niche, then it's gonna be very easy. Let's say you pick car dealerships, and now you go into Google and be like, car dealerships in Ontario or wherever you are, right? And now suddenly you have a huge list of leads, and it's way easier to target these people, find the owners, find their emails, their phone numbers, and actually proactively reach out to them. Now, the second thing you need to do is to increase your prices. And actually, most of the videographers out there can literally double their prices and get away with it easily. You just simply have not thought about it yet, or you simply did not dare to do it. You were too afraid, which is totally fine. But I challenge you right now, double your prices today. Next project that comes in, you double your prices. Now, I know you're afraid that the client is gonna say no. You're afraid that you're losing clients. You're afraid that all of these things can happen, right? But at the end of the day, if you're, let's say, you're only closing half as many clients as before with the new pricing, then you're still making the same amount of money, but with half the work, which is a great thing, because then you can grow from there. Now you just add 2, 3 more clients and you're suddenly making way more money with only a little bit more work. Now, the third thing that's needed to build a $30,000 to $50,000 a month video business is to overcome your fear of doing sales. And I get it, you don't want to be a salesman, a saleswoman. You don't want to be that sneaky snake oil salesman that persuades people and goes after them. I get it. But here's the mindset switch that helped me, because I was terrified of sales. I was literally even afraid to make a reservation at a restaurant by phone. I was that afraid, okay? So for me, I learned something from a mentor of mine, which was selling like a doctor. If you forget that you are a sales guy and you turn into a doctor instead, where you're diagnosing your clients and then giving them the right prescription, everything changes. Because instead of telling them why you're the best and why they need to work with you and why they need video, you just ask questions. And asking questions feels way more like a natural conversation rather than trying to push something onto somebody. And that has changed everything for me. Literally just asking questions, and whenever I ask a question, I just shut up and pause. Because at the end of the day, if you go to a doctor and you say, hey, Mr. Doctor, I have a headache, give me an aspirin, he's not just gonna be like, oh, here's the aspirin. Yet that's what most videographers do, right? The doctor instead, he asks you, okay, when did it start hurting? How much water did you drink in the past couple of days? How much sleep did you get? Where exactly does it hurt? How long has this been going on for? Etc, etc. And the videographer just says, when the client comes and says, I need this video, the videographer says, okay, I can do it. completely nonsense, okay? So instead, ask questions, diagnose the patient, in this case, and make sure you deliver what they actually need. Then they will realize that you're an actual expert, and because of that, you can charge way more. And now that you overcame your fear of doing sales, you gotta have one simple mentality, which is always go after the lowest hanging fruit, okay? Us human beings, we're lazy. So where can you get clients the easiest? Well, I'll tell you. You just call all the happy clients you have, then you resell them. You sell them more of what they already purchased, and they said that was great work, they got great results. Like, you just call and sell them more. Now, second lowest hanging fruit, if they don't need anything, you've talked to them, you diagnose them, you realize, okay, they're set, they don't need any more videos. Ask them for referrals. Ask them, hey, so who do you know? Maybe partner companies, daughter companies, maybe clients you have that you're working with. Who do you know who needs the same kind of videos like we did together that got you great results? And they will almost every time give you referrals. Now, the third lowest hanging fruit is think about who in your network, meaning friends, family, business partners maybe, who in your network has a substantial amount of influence in a company. It could be that they're the owner, a manager, a C-level position, and you can ask them to give you an intro into that company so that you can sell there. Now, if you do all these things, it should be fairly easy for you to actually get to the $10,000 a month level, because these are literally the things that we do to sell $30,000 to $50,000 a month worth of video projects. Now, obviously, over time, your portfolio builds up, you get more and more clients, more and more recurring clients, and everything is gonna get easier. But at the end of the day, if you follow these steps, you're gonna get there for sure. And speaking of getting there, speaking of making $10,000 a month, I actually am the owner of the Video Business Academy consulting program, the currently world's biggest coaching and consulting program for videographers, and we have a 100% success guarantee, helping people to get over $10,000 a month. So I recorded a free training. It is actually linked right next to me. Just go click that, watch it right now. You have absolutely nothing to lose, only many, many things to gain. So we'll see each other there. See ya.